Genesis 19. Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Hear now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night, and wash your feet, then you may rise early and go on your way. And they said, No, but we will spend the night in the open square. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. But he insisted strongly, so they turned in to him and entered his house. Then he made them a feast, and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter, surrounded the house. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called to Lot and said to him, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them carnally. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. So Lot went out to them through the doorway, shut the door behind him. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. And said, Please, my brethren, do not do so wickedly. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. See now, I have two daughters who have not known a man, please, let me bring them out to you, and you may do to them as you wish, only do nothing to these men, since this is the reason they have come under the shadow of my roof. Behold now, I have two daughters which have not known man, let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes, only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. Then they said, This one came in to stay here, and he keeps acting as a judge, now we will deal worse with you than with them. So they pressed hard against the man Lot, and came near to break down the door. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge, now will we deal worse with thee, than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they became weary trying to find the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. Then the men said to Lot, Have you anyone else here? Son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and whomever you have in the city, take them out of this place. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the outcry against them has grown great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be joking. And Lot went out, and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. When the morning dawned, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, Arise, take your wife and your two daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife, and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful to him, and they brought him out and set him outside the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth, and set him without the city. So it came to pass, when they had brought them outside, that he said, Escape for your life. Do not look behind you nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Then Lot said to them, Please, no, my lords. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Indeed now, your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have increased your mercy which you have shown me by saving my life, but I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil overtake me and I die. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. See now, this city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one, please let me escape there, is it not a little one, and my soul shall live? Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one, oh, let me escape thither, is it not a little one, and my soul shall live? And he said to him, See, I have favored you concerning this thing also, in that I will not overthrow this city for which you have spoken. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city, for the which thou hast spoken. Hurry, escape there. For I cannot do anything until you arrive there. Therefore the name of the city was called Zor. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zor. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zor. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Then the Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah, from the Lord out of the heavens. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. And he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. Then he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and he saw, and behold, the smoke of the land which went up like the smoke of a furnace. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and, lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot had dwelt. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. Then Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters were with him, for he was afraid to dwell in Zor. And he and his 2 daughters dwelt in a cave. And Lot went up out of Zor, and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. Now the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man on the earth to come into us as is the custom of all the earth. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve the lineage of our father. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in, and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. It happened on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, Indeed I lay with my father last night, let us make him drink wine tonight also, and you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve the lineage of our father. And it came to pass on the morrow, that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father, let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Then they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose, and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot were with child by their father. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab, he is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab, the same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ammi, he is the father of the people of Ammon to this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ammi, the same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. Genesis 20. And Abraham journeyed from there to the south, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and stayed in Gerar. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. Now Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister, and Abimelech king of Gerar sent, and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Indeed you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, will you slay a righteous nation also? But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Did he not say to me, She is my sister? And she, even she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocence of my hands I have done this. Said he not unto me, She is my sister? And she, even she herself said, He is my brother, in the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. And God said to him in a dream, Yes, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart. For I also withheld you from sinning against me, therefore I did not let you touch her. And God said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me, therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore, restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you and you shall live. But if you do not restore her, know that you shall surely die, you and all who are yours. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live, and if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou, and all that are thine. So Abimelech rose early in the morning, called all his servants, and told all these things in their hearing, and the men were very much afraid. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called all his servants, and told all these things in their ears, and the men were sore afraid. And Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? How have I offended you, that you have brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? You have done deeds to me that ought not to be done. Then Abimelech called Abraham, and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. Then Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you have in view, that you have done this thing? And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou, that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought, Surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will kill me on account of my wife. And Abraham said, Because I thought, Surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. But indeed she is truly my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And yet indeed she is my sister, she is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said to her, This is your kindness that you should do for me, in every place, wherever we go, say of me, He is my brother. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt shew unto me, at every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. Then Abimelech took sheep, oxen, and male and female servants, and gave them to Abraham, and he restored Sarah his wife to him. And Abimelech took sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, See, my land is before you, dwell where it pleases you. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. Then to Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver, indeed this vindicates you before all who are with you and before everybody. Thus she was rebuked. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver, behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other, thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants. Then they bore children. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech, and his wife, and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech, because of Sarah Abraham's wife. Matthew 19. Now it came to pass, when Jesus had finished these sayings, that he departed from Galilee and came to the region of Judea beyond the Jordan. And it came to pass, that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee, and came into the coasts of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came to him, testing him, and saying to him, Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for just any reason? The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said to them, Have you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female? And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read, that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh? So then, they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore what God has joined together, let not man separate. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. They said to him, Why then did Moses command to give a certificate of divorce, and to put her away? They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He said to them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, permitted you to divorce your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. He saith unto them, Moses because of the hardness of your hearts suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, and marries another, commits adultery, and whoever marries her who is divorced commits adultery. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. His disciples said to him, If such is the case of the man with his wife, it is better not to marry. His disciples say unto him, If the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. But he said to them, All cannot accept this saying, but only those to whom it has been given. But he said unto them, All men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given. For there are eunuchs who were born thus from their mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He who is able to accept it, let him accept it. For there are some eunuchs, which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs, which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs, which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Then little children were brought to him that he might put his hands on them and pray, but the disciples rebuked them. Then were there brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them, and pray, and the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, Let the little children come to me, and do not forbid them, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. But Jesus said, Suffer little children, and forbid them not, to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. And he laid his hands on them and departed from there. And he laid his hands on them, and departed thence. Now behold, one came and said to him, Good teacher, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And, behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life? So he said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is, God. But if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is, God, but if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He said to him, Which ones? Jesus said, You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness. He saith unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor your father and your mother, and, You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Honor thy father and thy mother, and, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said to him, All these things I have kept from my youth. What do I still lack? The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up, what lack I yet? Jesus said to him, If you want to be perfect, go, sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come, follow me. Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then Jesus said to his disciples, Assuredly, I say to you that it is hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. When his disciples heard it, they were greatly astonished, saying, Who then can be saved? When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Jesus looked at them and said to them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then Peter answered and said to him, See, we have left all and followed you. Therefore what shall we have? Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee, what shall we have therefore? So Jesus said to them, Assuredly I say to you, that in the regeneration, when the Son of Man sits on the throne of his glory, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and inherit eternal life. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many who are first will be last, and the last first. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Matthew 20. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Now when he had agreed with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he went out about the 3rd hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And said to them, You also go into the vineyard, and whatever is right I will give you. So they went. and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and the 9th hour, and did likewise. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said to them, Why have you been standing here idle all day? And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They said to him, Because no one hired us. He said to them, You also go into the vineyard, and whatever is right you will receive. They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. So when evening had come, the owner of the vineyard said to his steward, Call the laborers and give them their wages, beginning with the last to the first. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when those came who were hired about the 11th hour, they each received a denarius. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they would receive more, and they likewise received each a denarius. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they complained against the landowner. And when they had received it, they murmured against the goodman of the house, saying, These last men have worked only 1 hour, and you made them equal to us who have borne the burden and the heat of the day. Saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong, didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take what is yours and go your way. I wish to give to this last man the same as to you. Take that thine is, and go thy way, I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I wish with my own things? Or is your eye evil because I am good? Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil, because I am good? So the last will be first, and the first last. For many are called, but few chosen. So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many be called, but few chosen. Now Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples aside on the road and said to them. And Jesus going up to Jerusalem took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed to the chief priests and to the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death. And deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge and to crucify. And the 3rd day he will rise again. And shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify him, and the 3rd day he shall rise again. Then the mother of Zebedee's sons came to him with her sons, kneeling down and asking something from him. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshipping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said to her, What do you wish? She said to him, Grant that these 2 sons of mine may sit, one on your right hand and the other on the left, in your kingdom. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand, and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, You do not know what you ask. Are you able to drink the cup that I am about to drink, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said to him, We are able. But Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. So he said to them, You will indeed drink my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with, but to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it is for those for whom it is prepared by my Father. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with, but to sit on my right hand, and on my left, is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were greatly displeased with the 2 brothers. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the 2 brethren. But Jesus called them to himself and said, You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who are great exercise authority over them. But Jesus called them unto him, and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. Yet it shall not be so among you, but whoever desires to become great among you, let him be your servant. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whoever desires to be first among you, let him be your slave. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. Now as they went out of Jericho, a great multitude followed him. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. And behold, 2 blind men sitting by the road, when they heard that Jesus was passing by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, Son of David. And, behold, 2 blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. Then the multitude warned them that they should be quiet, but they cried out all the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, Son of David. And the multitude rebuked them, because they should hold their peace, but they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. So Jesus stood still and called them, and said, What do you want me to do for you? And Jesus stood still, and called them, and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They said to him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. They say unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion and touched their eyes. And immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. So Jesus had compassion on them, and touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. Psalms 10. Why do you stand afar off, O Lord? Why do you hide in times of trouble? Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride persecutes the poor, let them be caught in the plots which they have devised. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, he blesses the greedy and renounces the Lord. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked in his proud countenance does not seek God, God is in none of his thoughts. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God, God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always prospering, your judgments are far above, out of his sight, as for all his enemies, he sneers at them. His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight, as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, I shall never be in adversity. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and oppression, under his tongue is trouble and iniquity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sits in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places he murders the innocent, his eyes are secretly fixed on the helpless. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent, his eyes are privily set against the poor. He lies in wait secretly, as a lion in his den, he lies in wait to catch the poor, he catches the poor when he draws him into his net. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den, he lieth in wait to catch the poor, he doth catch the poor, when he draweth him into his net. So he crouches, he lies low, that the helpless may fall by his strength. He croucheth, and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, God has forgotten, he hides his face, he will never see. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten, he hideth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord! O God, lift up your hand. Do not forget the humble. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Why do the wicked renounce God? He has said in his heart, you will not require an account. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn God? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. But you have seen, for you observe trouble and grief, to repay it by your hand. The helpless commits himself to you, you are the helper of the fatherless. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thy hand, the poor committeth himself unto thee, thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked and the evil man, seek out his wickedness until you find none. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man, seek out his wickedness till thou find none. The Lord is king forever and ever, the nations have perished out of his land. The Lord is king forever and ever, the heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble, you will prepare their heart, you will cause your ear to hear. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble, thou wilt prepare their heart, thou wilt cause thine ear to hear. To do justice to the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may oppress no more. To judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress.